Good evening. Just to recap the week really quick, just wanted to thank the Colts for being great hosts for these joint practices. I thought they did a really nice job of organizing them, the practices themselves, and also, for us to be able to take part of, the initiative, kicking the stigma and bringing some awareness to that during the course of the week, and then also during pregame today. So that was a good thing. That Kaylin Jackson heads that up. That's Jim Irsay's daughter, and she does a great job with that. So it's great to bring awareness to that. In terms of the practice week, it was really good. I mean, there was a lot of good situations that we had. Like I said earlier, a lot of good one-on-one matchups that we're able to evaluate guys in. And, you put guys in with, there's some really good players on both sides, on our team, of course, and then also on their team, where you see a matchup. And, can that person, function with that matchup? And that's what you see. That's real NFL ball, and that's what it's good to see. And then, going into the game today, we had an opportunity to get a lot of young guys, a lot of good work. And it was good to see, and you saw a couple guys really step up, and play really well. And that was good to see as well. But, again, we're going to look at the tape, and we got a big week ahead of us. We're going to do our in-season game week. So it's a good practice dress rehearsal for us to be able to get that done. An in-season Wednesday. We got a bonus day on Monday, but we'll do it in-season Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But it's obviously bumped up today because the game's on Saturday. So we're looking forward to that, and the guys are too. And we'll take a good look at what we're going to bring into the game in terms of scheme, but we will treat this week as a game plan week, and we will run the stuff in practice that we would run in the game. So excited to see how they learn, how they execute with the menu that it's going to be like in a game. So we kind of pare it down like we're game planning for somebody. And we don't have to have really the situation where we have in training camp where you have all these different things coming at you. So you can hone in, the younger players can hone in on the game plan themselves. With that, I'll open up to questions. I haven't decided that. Yeah, I'll decide that as how the week goes. We are getting a lot of good competition against each other this week. A lot of good on good because our schemes are very similar. So we'll do some carded periods that are relative to Buffalo, but we're going to get a lot of periods against each other.
When does everything shift toward one? Is that going to be after this coming week?
Yeah, we do have after this week. We got the day off, of course, after the game for the players, and then we have a couple days in there where we're going to do a little bit of light stuff, in there, and then we'll end up cutting down the roster at that point, and then we'll have a couple good practices before the guys have that last weekend off. So, we're getting down to the nitty gritty here. So again, this week right now, where our feet are is really important for us. Yeah, I mean, we're going to look at the tape. We're going to look at the tape. So, the quarterback, is always, the center focus of everything. And, certainly we'll look at each guy, or how they perform tonight and all the way through camp.
What went into the next guy?
Yeah, we just wanted to see him in there with the line, to have a little bit more protection and see how he operated, to give him his chance. And, and Nate played solid in the second half as well. So it's good to see those guys. He certainly put his best foot forward. Tonight, you saw Rojo. He was really good tonight with his cutting and his reading of the holes, and I thought he really got north a bunch of times and put his pads down. So that was also good to see.
Have you formed a solid approach through the preseason, not just these last couple of years, but throughout your time in the NFL that you believe in and that you have conviction in, or do you think that is something that will be fluid going forward year to year?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm with the latter. I think it's fluid because you have to evaluate your team. It's just like when you're going through the season. You have a plan of, hey, this is where the ebb and flow of the season is, and you can see that based on the natural breaks that are there. But you also have to fill your team. What's going on with the team, what's the morale, what's the injuries, and how you're doing the age of your football team when it's relative to preseason. So I just think it's very fluid, and you just got to be able to move with education. With asking guys, hey, what do you think? Talking to the players, and then you just work through there. Mm-hmm. Well, I saw poise. I saw him. I saw good protection by the line. I saw good route running by the receivers. I saw good running by the running back. That was in there, so that was helpful to move the ball as well. And then I saw poise from him. and the delivery was there. The accuracy looked pretty good. Timing was nice. Decision making was good. So all the things it takes to score a touchdown, you saw it there.
What do you think out of the underdog climb he's had since you guys had him in May? What have you seen in 3.5 months here from him that
First of all, he's very smart. He can whip the plays, rip them off, and he knows it, in and out. So he can chunk in a lot of information. So that's very important as a quarterback to be able to process that. So I can see that in the classroom when I'm in there with the quarterbacks. And then the functional intelligence, being able to get out there in the walkthroughs and be able to actually do the process of it. And then now he's got to put a good step forward, in training camp and also today. He said that it was after the play, and he was working with the tackle, and I think he maybe swiped at him or something. I didn't see it. It must have been. Yeah, they're not going to do that unless it was at the in the head or neck area. So.
How will you decide who needs to play, who should play in the Buffalo games?
Mm-hmm.
Today it looked like a blanket decision across the board with the starters. Is it going to be like that again, or is it going to be case-by-case basis? And what will be your criteria for saying somebody needs to work or doesn't?
Yeah, so we'll look at the whole camp to see where a guy is, see what kind of workloads he's put in, and then we'll also see how he's executing. So it will be case-by-case. But when the one quarterback's in there, we usually have the one line with him. So that's always they always start there. So we'll see where it goes, and then I think we're going to base a lot of it off of how this practice week goes. This game week goes, and then we'll see what the reps look like for the game. I think everything's open right now. I really do. I think if you have a closed mind, then if somebody's rising or executing or you always never put a ceiling on any player. There's never that. You always look for the best in every guy, and you'll see guys all of a sudden they'll get into a game and man they start rising up. And this is just easy for them, and it's they can execute in that moment and in those moments. Yeah, we're going to put guys in there now. That's what we do. So we're not. When we missed some opportunities out there tonight, so that's, the Tyreek had that interception on the, in the back of the end zone. He's got to bring his hands up together. We had another tip ball. We got to do a great job of getting underneath that one. We had a strip sack. I got to look at the hustle, how we're hustling on the defensive line. We got to be able to get that because I bet there was some loafing going on the other three guys on the D line. So, we got a lot of work to do, Yeah, I coached him on really a couple things tonight, but first was the penalty. I told him, hey, when you get to the sideline like that, if the guy he goes, well, my hand got caught in his shoulder pad or whatever it was, and that may be in the case, but you have to do whatever you got to do to let go of that. And if you throw a guy down like that, they're going to call that 10 out of 10 times, and that's going to hurt our team. That was the coaching point there. And then really for the interception is just when you get that situation, your hands got to come up together, so, they can't come up like that. They got to come up like this, so when the ball gets on you quick like that, you got your hands in good position to catch it.
And I know you've talked to us a lot about your comfort as rookies and younger players on the roster. Is it ever different at quarterback, whether it's the starter or the backup, somebody that, you still feel that same comfort if a rookie is showing that he's earned that spot?
Yeah, I'm comfortable with any position. To me, it's about execution. If you can execute, it doesn't matter if you're 28 or 23. It doesn't matter to me. So I think I'm comfortable. Yeah, that's certainly that you definitely need that. That's always very helpful in the room. It's comforting to the starter. And, a guy has to know the offense and know the ins and outs of it. That's certainly an added plus.
Quarterback. Walker is the guy that you targeted in free agency. Bajan is the guy that you signed as an undrafted rookie. So are you saying Bajan has a legitimate chance to win that job, but that's not Walker's job?
I would just say that everything's open right now, and it's not just that position; it's every position. Yeah, but if the guy is in a competition, everybody can look at the roster and see who's in a competition. Those are all going to be open. And I think that if you close your mind off to that, then you might be missing on something. So you got to let it play itself out is what we always say as coaches. Don't predetermine things, let things play out, and that's the way you do it as a coach, and you'll find that's usually the best decision.
Two more. Anything long term for Cody?
No. No. He's in good shape.
He's coming back.
Yeah, there's a couple of guys we're hopeful. You know, I'll find out more tomorrow when I talk to Dre as we get back. But we're hopeful we get some guys back. You know, guys that are the day-to-day guys that we've been talking about, that guys that have been out for a while. Hopefully we're going to get them back.
Who are you hopeful on?
The guys that are day-to-day.